I seek refuge in God from outcast Satan. In the name of Allah, who is gracious, merciful. Quran topics by Tanvir Kazmi. Chapter number 1, God, Allah. English audio number 11. Al-Nahl, Surah 16, verse 36. We have sent a messengers to every community saying, you shall worship God and avoid idolatry. Subsequently, some were guided by Allah, while others were committed to straying. Roam the earth and note the consequences for the rejectors. No matter how hard you try to guide them, God does not guide the one who had committed to straying. Thus, no one can help them. They swore solemnly by Allah, God will not resurrect the dead. Absolutely, such is His or their unavoidable promise. But most people do not know. He will then point out to everyone all the things they had disputed, and will let those who disbelieved know that they were liars. To have anything done, we simply say to it, be, and it is. Al Nahl, Surah 16, verse 45. Did those who scheme evil schemes guarantee that God will not cause the earth to swallow them, or that the punishment will not come to them when they least expect it? It may strike them while they are asleep. They can never escape. Al Nahl, Surah 16, verse 61. If Allah punished the people for their transgression, He could have destroyed every creature on earth, but He lived them for a specific predetermined time. Once the interim ends, they cannot delay it by 1 hour nor advance it. Al Nahl, Surah 16, verse 68. And your Lord inspired the bee, build homes in mountains and trees, and in they build for you. Then eat from all the fruits, following the design of your Lord precisely. From their bellies, from bees' bellies, comes a drink of different colors, wherein there is healing for the people. This should be proof for the people who reflect. Allah created you, then He terminates your lives. He lets some of you live to the oldest age, only to find out that there is a limit to the knowledge they can acquire. God is all knowing, all powerful. Al Nahl, Surah 16, verse 72. And God made for you spouses from among yourselves, and produced for you from your spouses children and grandchildren, and provided you with good provisions. Should they believe in falsehood and then unappreciative of God's blessing? Yet they worship beside God what possesses no provisions for them in the skies nor on the earth, nor can they provide them anything. Therefore, do not cite the example for Allah. God knows while you do not know. Al Nahl 16, verse 78. God brought you out of your mother's bellies knowing nothing, and He gave you hearing, the eyesight, and the brains, that you may be appreciative. Do they not see the birds committed to fly in the atmosphere of the sky? None holds them up in the air except Allah. This should be sufficient. This should be proof for people who believe. And Allah provided for you stationary homes where you can live, and He provided for you the portable homes made of the hides of the livestock, so you can use them when you travel and when you settle down. And from their wools, furs, and hair, you make furnishing and luxuries for a while. And Allah provided for you shade through things which He created, and provided for you shelters in the mountains, and provided for you garments that protect you from heat, and garments that protect when you fight in wars. He thus perfects His blessing upon you, that you may submit. An-Nahl, Surah 16, verse 86. And when those who committed idol worship see their idols, they will say, our Lord, these are the idols we had set up beside you. The idols will then confront them and say, you are liars. They will totally submit to God on their day, and the idols they had invented will disown them. Those who disbelieve and repel from the path of Allah, we augment their punishment by adding more punishment. due to their transgressions. Al Nahl 16, verse 95. Do not sell your oaths short before Allah. What God possesses is far better for you if you only knew. What you possess runs out, but what God possesses lasts forever. We will surely reward those who steadfastly preserves. We will reward them for their righteous works. Al-Nahl 16 verse 104. Surely those who do not believe in God's revelations, God does not guide them. They have incurred a painful punishment. The only ones who fabricate false doctrine are those who do not believe in God's revelation. They are the real liars. Those who disbelieve in Allah after having acquired faith and become fully content with disbelief have incurred wrath from God. The only ones to be excused are those who are forced to profess disbelief while their hearts are full of faith. Al-Nahl 16, verse 112. Allah caused them to taste the hardship of starvation and insecurity, such is the requital for what they did. A messenger had gone to them from among them, but they rejected him. Consequently, the punishment struck them for their transgression. Therefore, you shall eat from God's provision everything that is lawful and good, and be appreciative of Allah's blessings if you do worship Him alone. Al Nahl 16, verse 104. Surely those who do not believe in God's revelations, Allah does not guide them. They have incurred a painful punishment. The only one who fabricate false doctrine are those who do not believe in God's revelations, the books. They are the real liars. Those who disbelieve in Allah after having acquired faith and become fully content with disbelief have incurred wrath from God. The only ones to be excused are those who are forced to profess disbelief while their hearts are full of faith. Bani Israel 17, verse 12. Who rendered the night and the day two signs, who made the night dark and the day lighted, that you may seek provisions from your Lord therein. This also established for you a timing system and the mean of calculations, who does explain everything in detail. We have recorded the fate of every human being, it is tied to his neck. On the day of resurrection we will hand them a record that is accessible. Read your own record. Today you suffice as your own reckoner. Whoever is guided for their own self. Good. And whoever goes astray does so to their own detriment.